What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to a brand new video. It is Pokestocks here. In this episode, we're going to be taking a trip down memory lane and looking back at some of the most sought after Sword and Shield investments and looking at them right now before December arrives and right before 2026. It's fast how time, it's fast how crazy, I can't even speak, bro. Let me repeat myself. It's crazy how fast time is flying. There I go, I got it. As always, guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy. And I want to start this video off with the quote of the day, as I always do. If you do not like the quote of the day, then skip 1 minute ahead. Today's quotes read, "Life is like a road. There's construction signs, there's red lights, there's highways. There are so many things that can drive you off course, but if you keep going, you will make it to your destination." Boom. I just did that from my head, guys. No script. Literally, I think I made that one up. I don't think that has ever existed, but actually think about it. I mean, so many of our lives are so complicated in so many ways. My life may be so different or so similar to yours, but whatever the case may be, if we keep driving, guys, and if we keep going, and if we keep taking different turns and keep pivoting and keep doing this and keep doing that, and we still have that goal in mind, we will eventually get to our destination, right? Some of us right now are on the highway, just driving through life, enjoying it, having so much success, and some of us are in complete traffic, right? Not moving anywhere, but if we keep going, we will eventually make it. I think that's mine, guys. That's mine. I'm gonna copyright that because that's a beautiful quote, and I freaking love it. Also, feel free to join the Discord down below if you want to talk to like-minded people or even get more quote of the days or life advice. Then, yeah, join our community. So, where should we start? I want to start off with probably an iconic set from my YouTube channel, which is Brilliant Stars, right? If you go back to my channel during the summer months or even the beginning of this crazy market hype, Brilliant Stars was one of the sets that I low-key talked about every single video, and it's crazy how that has just evaporated. I never talk about this set anymore. In fact, I never talk about Sword and Shield. And here's the issue with Sword and Shield, guys. Here's the golden key, right? Like, I'm not gonna gatekeep it to you. I'm not gonna say wait to the end of the video. This is just what has happened, right? With Pokemon no longer printing Sword and Shield, the overall volume at retail and places for people to flip is just no longer there. So with that being, practically equals whatever left is on the market is whatever's left on the market. And that is why Sword and Shield has had the hardest time growing in value. And that's why we're most likely going to see this continue on into 2026. For example, if we go on the Brilliant Stars booster box, right? The past year, you guys could obviously see how much the buy volume has diminished, almost since December to where we are today. It's not dramatic, but you can visually see, the blue candles here. If we click on another product like the Brilliant Stars ETB, the past year, this is a better example. I always like to say, guys, this makes the X graph. If you can connect an X up here and draw it down and an X up here and draw it down. Actually, I'm probably going to draw this out for you guys. Pay attention to the screen if you want a good representation of this, right? Say, for example, this is the price of the product. And then we're just going to call this the buy volume candles, right? Crazy buy volume candles. Boom, 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 boom. And we just slowly see it get lower and lower and lower. It's a great demonstration of what I like to call like the X factor, right? We have prices going up, but buy volume going down, indicating slower growth, slower ROI, etc., etc. So that's one thing I want you to take away. And this is guys. This X graph, what I'm practically explaining, is going on with every other Sword and Shield product right now, right? Future Strike, Evolving Skies, all of these products have hit this. Now, here's my hypothesis on why this is happening. I really do think this is just due to the inflation of price, right? Because people who bought in, at $40 an ETB versus $130 is obviously so drastic. And it's going to be so much harder, I always like to say this analogy, for a product to go from 130 to 260 than it is for a product to go from 40 to 80, right? It's a massive price change, even though they're just 2x. So that's one thing I want you guys to take away. And I think carrying on to 2026, we're gonna continue to see this X graph expand and get worse and worse, with, slower growth and lower buy volume. If we go to another big set, we have Crown Zenith, right? This set, man, this was crazy. ETBs were once $30, now they're almost at 200, right? Top chase cards, insane. If we click on the ETB, for example, we go into the past year. Another great example of the X demographic. I don't even know what you would call it, bro. Just call it something. But again, it's visually shown right here, demonstrating why Crown Zenith, Brilliant Stars, and a lot of these other sets are just diminishing in price, right? Even the top, chase cards, guys, like the Origin Form Palkia. This was a $100 card. Right now, it is currently listed at $68. We can see that buy volume is still here for this product, which is good. That's cool, right? We're not going to see every product, do fantastic or do horrible. So that's kind of awesome to see. But it's just interesting to look at the spikes, right? This product spiked during the prismatic hype. Every product spiked during January, came crashing down, picked up massively, and then came crashing down. So we might see this repeat again. I honestly have no clue. But let's just click on another random card. Okay, let's go on the third page. Let's just click on the freaking Zero or VMAX just to analyze, how more of the other cards are performing. Looks like there's still a lot of buy volume for this, which is kind of awesome to see that people are still buying in a Sword and Shield. But realistically, if we look at the top performing products, of course, it's just not really there. Next up, we have Lost Origin. This, my friends, was the surprise, man. This was almost $1,000 a box, and right now it's sitting at $700. It was just a shocker to me personally because I could have never imagined to see this product go through what it went through and just fall down. Another great example, right? The pump and dumps, and just looking back at history, I remember, and this is just, reflection time, man. I remember making videos in like freaking May and, January and even, August about, oh my god, Lost Origin pumps $300 overnight. You just can't do that anymore, guys. It's just not happening. Another big reason, and this is a personal belief, I don't think scalpers can be paying, $700 for 50 boxes. It's just, the margin is very, very slim now regarding this. They could easily pump a $200 box, right? But pumping, a $1,000 box, that's where stuff gets a little tricky. Evolving Skies was the it's sort of the golden gem of the market, right? If you contain Evolving Skies product in your collection, you are considered a respected and a reasonable investor. I currently have, and I'm not flexing by the way, don't take it as this, but I have an Evolving Skies booster box, I have ETBs, I have booster packs, I have almost everything regarding Evolving Skies. I went heavily into the set during the 2020 era, and I do not regret any of it, guys. $2,500 a box, I will definitely take that. So it's a W in my books, but again, we could see how much the buy volume has shrinked dramatically, but we have boxes sitting at around $2,500. Now, here's one thing to keep in mind. Some of you guys might have a question or just might think, something like, Pokestocks, if buy volume shrinks dramatically, does that mean that the price is going to drop? Well, if we go back to the drawing board, and this is just a, common economic sense, I guess, and this has been demonstrated, right, with Lost Origin, for example, prices could definitely fall, guys. That is definitely something that could happen, and why that would happen is because people are going to try to compete, right? The people who bought in let's go back to the Brilliant Stars ETB. The people who bought in at $40 in ETB grew so much profit, and say for example they were very, very optimistic and thought that the ETB would keep going. I'm just trying to make this a little bit better for you guys to see. Say they thought the ETB would keep going, right? But obviously that's not happening, so now they're gonna have to compete at this sell price. But now every other investor is realizing that, so prices are gonna fall, and then that is why we're seeing a lot of the prices, say for example Lost Origin, why people are picking up their boxes at $600, $700, because then they think, right, the people who bought in at that product have a foreshadow that if I buy in at $700, theoretically speaking, Lost Origin is just going to go up, right? So it's just like a back and forth mindset game, but again, it's just that overall investing strategy piece with Pokemon cards, I guess, and just common economic sense. So Fusion Strike, another set. I don't want to waste your guys' time. It has the exact same Control Z plus Control V type thing. So let's move on to another big topic right now regarding Ascended Heroes to keep you guys updated with this set. This has hands down been one of the biggest questions on my channel of how I think Ascended Heroes is going to perform when this set drops. I am honestly calling this set the best of Mega Evolution. I think that this is better than Mega Evolution base set, and I think this is way better than Phantasmal Flames. We have 22 SIRs, which surpasses dramatically what we've seen in the past, and I am expecting that these SIRs are going to be beautiful, right? We have a Gengar. I believe we might have a Mega Charizard Y, a Gardevoir. We might have so much in store with us, and I'm just super excited. And then we're going to get ourselves 7 Mega Attack Rare cards, which I think are brand new. I've never heard that artwork or even seen one in person, which is going to be awesome. And then we have 33 illustration rares, 14 ultra rares, and over 290 cards. Again, guys, I think this set is going to be absolutely insane. And if you were to ask me, do we see that this set is going to get scalped in the near future? Sorry to break it to you guys, but yeah, I think we're probably going to see this set be wiped off store shelves. But it's still pretty far away from releasing, so guys, we have some time. Also, let me know in the comments if any of you guys have picked up these tins. I believe they are releasing very, very shortly, at least during the time of recording this. But supposedly these are $15 to $20 and you get yourself 5 packs. I got hated on, bro. I'm gonna bring this up. I got hated on in the last video when I talked about how mid these tins were. Let me guys, hold on, let me repeat myself. What do you guys think? Are these tins actually good or are they not? I honestly do not see any value in these. I mean, it's literally Temporal Crown, Twilight Masquerade, Obsidian Flames, and Paradox Rift, one of the worst sets from Scarlet and Violet, but some of you guys think this is a good buy. I mean, for 15 bucks, I get it if you want to open Pokemon card packs, but hey, if you're in the investing space like I am and stuff for long term, this is definitely a product I would skip up in buying in bulk. So hey, I'm gonna pass on that. Lastly, we have Destined Rivals, we have Prismatic, and all of these fan favorite sets. Just transitioning from the older Sword and Shield to, you know, more new of Scarlet and Violet. Now, how I want to compare these two is like sort of apples and oranges, right? If you guys really do think about it, Prismatic Evolutions is the Evolving Skies, Destined Rivals is the Lost Origin, and if you really were to do your math, they sort of all have the same calculation. It's just very, very interesting, right? Black Bolt, White Flare is Crown Zenith. This might not be the greatest example, but like Journey Together is similar in ways to Silver Tempest, right? I know they have completely different auras and themes, but hey, Destined Rivals, same as Lost Origin. Prismatic Evolutions, same as Evolving Skies. Surging Sparks, same as Vivid Voltage. Obsidian Flames, same as Darkness Ablaze, right? And we're seeing that get repeated again, right? Phantasmal Flames, same as Obsidian Flames, same as Darkness Ablaze. So just pay attention to how Pokemon does their printing. I don't know if you guys have ever realized that, but if you didn't, then yeah, thank me later. But it's just really, really cool to see this stuff, you know, stack on. And I think we're going to all see this happen. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below regarding everything I've stated this video. Is it true? Is it false? Or most importantly, buenos dias. I don't know why I spoke Spanish, but have a great day, guys. Peace out. I'm so stupid.